of blood.
What's up, fuckers? Time for another tutorial.
And today we're going to be working on explaining this whole mess. Big mess.
Called an intro.
I don't know about that one. So this intro was originally supposed to be something that was, very run-of-the-mill, having some normal instruments going on, synths probably, and then maybe drums, and then just build up like naturally. But we ended up saying fuck that because we couldn't figure anything out for it and just wrote this out instead, which I had the idea of what if you're entering a town center and there's like a witch burning and you walk out into the town center and then there is a whole crowd there and they're burning motherfucking witches. And then Noah found this vocal sample from what was it? Was it like a show, a movie?
Bro, I don't know. I just fucking Googled fucking witch being burned at the stake, and it was like the first fucking thing that came up for YouTube.
Oh, okay. It was like black and white from like the 40s or 30s or some shit. I don't know.
Hey, it goes hard though.
So the intro started out with this like almost like humming noise that was just an old guitar riff that I had, and I just spliced in between two chords and then just elongated it.
I will say, so before we really dive into the meat and bones of this intro, a good way to write an intro is, for me at least, is think of like a situation or like a setting that you want to immerse the listener into. So like in this case, like we explained, it's your
The witch burnings. You're walking out. There's a theme to it.
Yeah, it's just I couldn't get my words together.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Fuck writing like these stupid fucking intros that like a lot of producers do nowadays where it's just no substance in the fucking intro and it just builds into a drop that's heavy for the sake of being heavy. I don't like that. Music should be about expression, not just fucking dubstep fucking bangers. So I enjoy writing music to tell a story. And a good way to do that is to envision a setting in your mind and try and think of the sounds that would be in that setting. So like for our case, we have the footsteps of like the point of view of the person walking to this, what did we fucking call it? Like a town center. Because it's set you kind of think of like the olden fucking
like the 1500s or something like that,
old
where there
times
was
where crows are very fucking prominent in like these settings. So
yeah,
we have that.
Because I believe crows are also like a symbol of death for some stuff.
What better way to do it than write in the key of fucking D sharp minor?
Ooh, spooky. Generally, for our stuff, we would probably make it, like up to my choice. I would probably have longer intros and stuff. To be honest, I probably wouldn't even have a drop for most stuff. It would probably just be like atmospheric stuff. But since we're in the confines of Deathstep or dubstep, whatever you want to fucking call it, generally the structure is usually going to be something around like 16 to 32 bar intro, 32 to 40 bar drop, about another 16 to 32 bars of a break, another second drop, and then an outro, which could be anywhere between like fucking 1 bar to 16 bars. And
Yeah.
so you're very kind of constrained for certain bits. Obviously, there are exceptions to that depending on how the track fits. You could have, I've seen it where the quote unquote break is basically only like 8 bars, and it's just like the build up to the drop again.
Yeah, I don't like that shit.
It can work. It
Yeah.
really just depends. Like, because sometimes that fits because maybe you're technically gonna have 4 drops, but they're like just the drop is only like 8 bars long, so it's like 8 bar long drop, 8 bars or 4 bars long of like a build up, and then another drop, and then like you have your like technically a break, and then it goes into the same fucking thing. But that's just talking about structure. Let's talk about this, uh, what we have here, and kind of explain what everything is. So I'm going to try to go top to bottom, but there are going to be some things that I'm going to explain later. So first we're going to start with this instead. So this is just a choir. Like very baritone choir that you already had the chords, right? And I just asked for you to have like a baritone male voice for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember if I wrote the chords or if you wrote the chords, but I remember that I just threw in my fucking choir and we just drenched that bitch in reverb.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, so we have this, which has the main 4 chords that we have. Then we have this, which was just like very improv guitar playing on my end with a really long, like fully wet reverb and everything for it. On its own, you can hear it very clearly and everything, but in with everything playing, it's very buried underneath everything. But that's mainly just because we haven't really mixed anything yet or like leveled everything. Right now, everything's kind of just playing all at once, and I'm just trying to level them enough to where I can kind of hear everything.
Yeah. We just did a rough mix on this because the proper mix will be next episode. So
Yeah,
we didn't go too crazy.
yeah. So this one called Pattern 2 was this, which was a kind of audio sample that was like a weird fucking thing that I liked hearing, and it was from a Dante's Inferno sample pack that was just ripped from the Dante's Inferno game, and it was, I believe, if I remember, it was a just a just vocals. Let's see. Yeah, like screams, like all this, like almost like a hellscape sound, and then just have that looping really slowly for about 16 bars, and then just adding it EQ, compression, distortion, reverb, and then a panamatic to have it just pan left to right, just to give like a an ambience to it. And I already talked about this being just a in between 2 chords that I had on like an old riff, and then just stretching it, blowing it up to this. Then we have some bells, some like church bells.
Because, like we said, 1500s era, very prominent to have these kinds of bells.
Imagine like uh what would it be, like a city or a town, and in the center of it there's usually like a fucking church like right there, and like a big empty space in front of it.
Right.
So yeah, you're gonna usually hear this. I thought about doing it for this one, since it plays before the door opens, to have a really short reverb, but have it 100% wet and have a volume automation so it sounds like it's far away. And then like the closer you get, the louder it becomes, and then it plays this. But I think I might do that later rather than right now.
Yeah. We'll put a pin in that one.
Yeah. All right, next we have this sound, which is basically just like an impact. Very bassy, very kind of long with it. I believe this and the church bell are both from Dark Souls. Next we have these crows. Again, the kind of symbolize like a I think it's like a bringing of death, a coming of death. And a lot of like, you'll probably see it a lot in like films and stuff like that. Usually if there's like a scene in like a show or a film from around this time frame. So we got those playing for, what is this, about another 16 bars?
Something like that.
Yeah. Then we have, after these play, we have like these after those play, to simulate like a gate opening, we have a what sounds like an angry crowd, kind of just yelling.
Just the angry mob.
Yeah,
Ready to watch the witch get burned.
Yeah, you know, the usual angry mob that's like right in front, fucking
pitchforks and torches in hand, just fucking ready to go.
And then we have the, you know, the walking. I would think it's like a walking cycle, because it's just like repeats over and over again. It's like 3 different footsteps just playing back and forth. And we have just some reverb on it with a delay on the reverb. And then some EQing. It's the reverb is a lot more noticeable here, but when everything's playing, it's not as noticeable. Like, it's still noticeable, but like definitely not to the loudness that you can hear it when it's on its own. And then next we have the fire burning.
Because of course, what's a fucking witch burning without some fire?
Yeah. All right, and then next we just have some simple stuff. We just got like some little sweeps things that I added. Just for, you know, build up sake. And then piano. Sadly, the piano's kind of hard to hear when everything's playing together. I had to try to boost it up quite a bit to make it even like audible. And that's all this bit right here was like a last second addition.
Yeah, we probably made that within the last half hour before we started recording.
Yeah. And then finally just the vocal that we found. Or that Havel found. Just with some delay and some extra reverb to it. I believe it already had like some form of delay on it. Or reverb, I mean. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, there was a little bit at the end. But yeah, so I basically just added this for just to boost up the upper mids and highs. and then added a slapback delay onto it.
May the flames cleanse thy soul of its evil, of its lust for blood.
Just like 100 milliseconds off of it with no feedback on it. And then I had another one at 300 milliseconds with just some more feedback.
May the flames cleanse thy soul of its evil, of its lust for blood.
But you can see when it's playing now with the fresh air, it kind of adds a lot of high end, so I had to cut that out, which is kind of redundant to do that, but
May the flames cleanse thy soul of its evil, of its lust for blood.
but at this point I'm too lazy to remove it. And then just some reverb
May the flames
with like
cleanse thy
1.5
soul of
seconds
its
and
evil,
about 20% mix.
of its lust for blood.
And then Yeah.
Some automation stuff, really.
yeah, a lot of just volume automation just to bring things in rather than them just playing out of nowhere. Other than that, mainly all we've done really is just add some elements from the intro into the drop, just for, I guess, continuity. Between sessions, I just added like a bit of extra bits to the drop. Have only heard it like about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't say anything, so I'm assuming it's fine.
It's good.
Okay.
Gets my approval.
The stamp of approval.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think this one's probably going to be a shorter episode, mainly just because it's just, I mean, a lot of it's just adding sounds, trying to create a theme or a idea, rather than just kind of throwing shit at a wall and hoping that it sticks.
Yeah, there's nothing really to dive deep into. It's just kind of, like I said, envisioning a setting that you want your listener to like dive into,
And then
and
looking for those sounds.
try and find those sounds to
Yeah.
throw in.
Like whether that be through Splice, through YouTube, through making them yourself, just kind of having the idea in your head and then looking for it, I guess would be, or creating it would be the idea.
Yeah, we probably spent more time searching for samples than actually putting this together.
Yeah, pretty like
We were scrolling through big packs of shit just to try and find like the right sound that we were looking for.
yeah, we literally had like a whole day's session just looking for samples, basically. Yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff that I would probably add later on. Like right now, so far we basically just have this. By the time that the next session happens, this drop might have already been like extended more, mainly just to get like a more rough idea of how long, not how long it's going to be, but basically more of it, just so we when we're mixing it, we have an idea of what we want it to sound like. Same with like a master. That'll probably be like a really quick master on it, like I have here, just so we can hear what everybody else is going to hear when it's actually out, which I would definitely recommend people do, because usually by the time that I'm already like at this point, I already have it like somewhat mixed and mastered. Everything else is kind of like just added on afterwards.
Yeah, see what I do, I mean, I barely even master my tracks. I just basically just throw a fucking like an EQ and a soft clipper on that bitch.
Yeah.
I take I spend most of my time in the mixing section. I don't find mastering to be like crazy important, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm tired.
Yeah, it kind of just depends on how you mix stuff anyways. Like if you're mixing stuff and it's already very like quite loud, then you won't really need necessarily to do a lot of mastering. A lot of at that point, a lot of the mastering would just be like fine tuning stuff.
Yeah. I remember what I was gonna say. So what I was getting at was like, so even though I don't have a lot of shit on my master, like personally, I find it a good thing to, like, once you have a master chain that you're comfortable with and that you like, throw that bitch on your fucking master like as soon as you start a project. I find it easier to mix a track when it's already got the master chain on than it is like to mix it without it and then you turn on your master chain and it just sounds fucking terrible.
Yeah, and then you have to go back in and like fix shit.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. I mean, this is basically it. There's not much for this one. It's probably just gonna give us time to write the rest of this. Also, to call back to the structure part. Usually, as well, if something like this gets played out, usually it's only gonna ever be like the part of the intro and then the first drop. They're never usually gonna get to the second drop. So what I'll usually do is write out the first drop in its entirety, then go in for the second drop and write out the first 16 bars of the second drop completely new, and then go back into the latter half of the first drop as the rest of it. Mainly just because one, it allows it to be kind of consistent, so that it doesn't sound like entirely like different fucking song in that sense.
Yeah. I mean, my personal take is I spend more time on my intros. I take a lot of pride in my intros. My drops are just kind of there, and that's why I typically do use just one to like two sounds tops, damn near. My train of thought is so fucked off right now. Like, I'm just forgetting everything, and it's pissing me off.
He EP.
That EP.
I mean, usually mine's kind of just like for like other like stuff that I did. Like even with what I said about a second drop, sometimes I don't even do one. Like within like the last two releases that I've done, it just kind of like I did a remix where literally it was just the first drop and then it goes straight into like fucking like just noise, and then another one that was just like dark ambient after the first drop. So it's not even
Sorry.
like consistent for that. But if you're trying to go like the very standard like structure of like a dubstep track, it's gonna be just intro, drop, break, drop, outro. That's really it.
I remember what I was gonna say because we were on the topic of second drops. So for my second drops, I usually just copy paste the first one and like first 16, like the first half of the second drop. I just kind of switch up the patterns enough to where it sounds new,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't stray too far from like the original pattern I had from the first drop.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I have much more fun writing intros than I do drops.
Yeah.
That's just me personally.
So when's the HAVEL ambient EP gonna come out?
Never.
Wow. Hey, so when's that album coming out?
Hey, bro, fucking let's see. Summer of 2030.
All right, that's not that far away.
No, it's only a few years out. We're good.
Yeah.
No,
We've already been waiting a few years for it.
Hey, fuck it, bro. Hopefully I can drop this shit on my birthday this year. Maybe we'll do that.
And when's that?
October 16th, baby.
All right, October 16th. Put it in your calendars.
I just need to wrap up the last collab, and then we can fucking figure out merch, distribution, all that shit, all the fucking fun stuff.
Yeah, all the really fun stuff.
And then I can finally work on the fucking songs that I actually want to work on. This album has been in the process for so long because I just don't want to work on it because I'll make other shit that I really like, and then I'm like, all right, I want to work on this shit more. But then I'm like, fuck, I gotta finish this fucking album because it's told me back.
How long's this album been in the work for?
Bro, fuck, probably like 5 or 6 years.
God damn.
Hey, Elden Ring EP though, that shit's gonna be good.
Yeah, in another like 3 years.
No.
Uh,
We'll try and cut that in half.
what it'll be like back to back. October,
Yeah.
the Dark Souls album, and then 2024, like mid 2024, then the EP.
Yeah, and then I'm retired.
All right,
Then,
sounds good.
yeah, then I'm done.
By then I'll probably also be done, but who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe I'll just like keep posting random singles and say fuck writing EPs or albums.
See, I feel like I should do more singles, but like I don't know. It's hard. I've definitely limited myself. I've stayed true to my guns.
Yeah.
Fucking I write strictly fucking Soulsborne shit. So and so I don't want to write singles because it's like fuck if I like theme it on a Soulsborne like off of a Soulsborne game like fuck it bro like I might as well just make a whole fucking release out of this shit.
Yeah.
Because if I make singles and I put them bitches out, then that just fucking limits even more on the material I can write.
Welcome to the GODHAND podcast, episode 1.
Yeah, when are we doing a podcast?
I mean, I don't mind doing a podcast. That'd be
Do a
fun.
podcast.
We just need to have a. We should have to get. We should try to get like one more person for that. Who
I know
who
a
would
guy.
you know a guy?
I might know a guy.
All right, tell me the guy. I'll bleep it out.
Screw.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, bleep that out.
It's bleeped out. Don't worry.
Sick. No, realistically, maybe we can get Jake up in this bitch.
You think?
Yeah, I think maybe. That dude busy as fuck. He busier than
I
me.
know. I know.
That man busier than me. Fuck.
Yeah.
Shit, who else could we get on this bitch? We could get fucking. We
Mm.
gotta get my favorite Aussie, bro. We gotta get Keenan up in this bitch.
He'll probably do it. I don't know his schedule, but he'll probably do it on like a weekend or something.
Well, so we're California time. This man is like
He's like a
fucking,
day ahead of us.
bro. He's like 16 hours ahead or some shit like that.
Yeah. It'll be like
So
Saturday for us, and it'll be like Sunday for him.
yeah, it'll be like Saturday morning and Sunday night for him.
Yeah.
I'm thinking podcast and fuck. You think we should do some live streams eventually?
Probably.
We
But
should do like some track feedback. So
yeah.
we can fucking just shit on everybody.
I also will say, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want the podcast to be solely like producer related.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be definitely a good. I think we could dedicate one topic to
Yeah.
like production specifically. That'll probably give us a lot of time,
Yeah.
and the rest we could just fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Be a little goofsters.
Just a couple of fucking goobers,
Yeah.
some fucking basement dwellers.
Yeah. But other than that, if you guys have any questions about what we have here,
I'll be sure to ignore them.
exactly. And then if you guys also have any ideas for the next episode after the mixing, because that's locked in, feel free to leave it in the comments. He won't read them, but I will.
Oh, I read every comment, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be checking the video fucking hourly.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, there is a GODHAND Instagram account that was made recently, so go give that a follow. Follow Havel and I on all social media. We'll be sure to have those all in the description. Please give this a like, because if you give this more likes, he will let me out of his basement one day. I'm still locked in here.
Yeah, he's still. I got him trapped down there.
I'm
not even in the same room as him. I just keep him locked in the basement. We only communicate via Discord.
Yep. He gives me one loaf of bread a month. I have to ration that out. It's not very fun. So if you guys can, please try to sneak food for me, please.
No. Don't give him food.
Please.
Starve him.